One of the biggest things I'm interested in is the AI tracking. So when you get this camera, of course, you've got your user manual stuff. Most of these PTZ cameras are a lot alike, where you've got a lot of the boxes and stuff that are kind of packed on the sides like this. And then you've got this foam cushion, which is where your camera is housed. And so we can pull these two boxes out. These are basically the remotes, mounting bracket potentially, and your cables and anything else that might come with it as far as accessories go. Okay, Tongveo, it's got some cool branding. They've got it printed here on the back. They've got NDI HX on the side, which is nice. Tongveo again branding on the front. This one looks very professional in comparison to some others that I've seen. And when you pull this off, this is what the front of the camera looks like. They put this foam in here just to prevent the camera from moving around or getting moved around during shipping. Usually these will just kind of fall, tilt down. It's kind of a base, like standard mode of how these look when they're not being used or on or tracking. But this is the camera here. And what makes this camera stand out? Two things mostly. The NDI option, okay? And then you've got AI auto tracking. So there's three modes of auto tracking on this camera. There's presenter, zone, and hybrid. So a lot of these cameras, and you can check this video out right up here as well, but a lot of these cameras come from the exact same manufacturer in China. So here is the back end of this camera. And as you can see, we got a couple different options. You got a line in, line out, Ethernet, HDMI, SDI, and you've got RS-232, RS-485. This is your power adapter, and then you've got USB 2.0 here. And then you've got some system selections. And the reason you've got system selections is if you look at the base of this here, depending on what system you select with those dip pins or the DIPs, it changes the mode on HDMI. And this says it goes from 720 to 60 frames per second up to 1080, 60 frames per second. You've got your IP address, username, and admin or password. And then, of course, the model number and all that stuff here on the bottom. So pay attention to the instructions when you get them. It's really going to help you out. But overall, this looks, I mean, this is like printed on the camera. Like it looks really nice. It's not just a sticker. Now, one thing about these cameras as well, the PTZ cameras, is that you do need a computer to operate these. For the most part, you're going to need a computer to get into the systems of these cameras. To get into the back end, you'll have to get in through the Wi-Fi. This thing only needs to be powered on in order to get into the back end, the admin panel of this camera, and you can change a lot of settings there. But then when you got this camera hooked up to a television, any kind of monitor, however you decide to hook that up. Actually, you can plug this right into a TV to monitor this. And the quality might look really good on your TV depending on what type of TV you have. But the quality from this camera to your computer, depending on what capture card you've got or whatever capturing device you have, and what cabling, you know, that type of system that you're using, this could change drastically. Like your quality, your stabilization, everything can change drastically, your lighting especially. So let's talk about full HD. These cameras only have like a 1/2.8 sensor, but they're 1/2.8 inches. So I'm recording right now on the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 that has a 1-inch sensor. You can see how good the quality is, and I'm only at 2.7K right now at 30 frames per second. This is 1080p, 60 frames per second. There's a lot of misconceptions between the sensor size and the, you know, whether or not it's full HD. Full HD really is the output, okay? So it's a 1080p output, 1920 by 1080p output. That's full HD. What that means is it doesn't take, like, it's not cropped, okay? So if this is gonna actually put out an entire full 1920 by 1080p HD video image, then yes, this is full HD technically. Where the misconception is most people think that because it's full HD, it means high quality. And that's not necessarily true. It really depends on the sensor size. And so the sensor size on this is 1/2.8 inch CMOS sensor. Because this has a 1/2.8 inch CMOS sensor, you're not going to see the high quality image that you're going to see in a full frame camera or something with a 1-inch sensor. Some of these cameras will boast that they have a Panasonic CMOS sensor. And while that may be true, you still have to pay attention to the sensor size and whether or not it's full HD. If it says it's full HD but it's cropped in, it's not full HD. And so don't get confused. Just because it says full HD doesn't mean that you can put this in any environment and it's going to look good. Okay, next we're going to talk about the auto tracking. I want to see how well the auto tracking does. So let's jump into that. The tracking is a lot more smooth on this camera, except it just lost me. Okay, so tracking mode is auto framing, presenter tracking. It's actually quicker with presenter mode. Presenter tracking. Wow, that's a lot faster. I'm pretty impressed with that as well. It's a lot faster, way more responsive. It kind of lost me getting back there, but now it found me again. That's pretty cool. This other one was so bad. And I think it was because I was walking so fast. Let's try it again. Like I was walking so fast on the other one that it just kept trying to zoom in and out and focus. That's actually pretty clean though. So the room that I'm in is a classroom that's probably about 60 feet by about 40 feet. So 40 feet wide, 60 feet from about that wall to this wall. And I've got the camera set up right over here. You can see this camera set up here. And I have it right now it's in its own world. I kind of just took it out of auto tracking as I was walking over here. But the view that this camera has is from here all the way to that presenter board. Now you can see like the quality is pretty good close up. Of course, some lighting and setting adjustments on this would be good. But let me go over here. I'm going to show you how it zooms in. And now, see, this is a good presenter tool. If I was walking back and forth and maybe teaching an online class, this camera is going to be good for that because it's now tracking me wherever I'm going, right? I can come over here and reference a calendar and it zooms in. Look at that. Like that's pretty cool. Walk up closer. Let's see, it's still framing me pretty good. It sees the billboard in the background, and so it kind of zoomed out. Now, if I were to walk forward and talk to one of the students, look at this. It's actually framing me really well where it's zooming out, and I like that. So now I'm going to walk back to this board and point to something here. It just cut back in, it zoomed in a little bit, which is cool. It takes a second, but that's okay, because if I'm talking about something over here, you can see that now. You can see that. And then if I go back over here to my podium or desk, table, whatever I teach from, and come back up over here, it's gonna recenter me around that. So I really like that. With the right lighting and the adjustments on the quality in the camera, with the correct TV and all that kind of stuff. This is a terrible view of this camera. Doesn't really accurately represent it. I believe it's only a 720p TV, trying to push out 1080p 60 frames. But it looks good, right? And then now I can come back up over here. And if there were something else in this room, let's say I wanted to, just showcase something on TV as an example in a classroom or something, I could do that with this camera. Hey, don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you found this useful. I try my best to help people save money on their camera equipment and really help them decide on what to buy depending on what their scenario is. If they're a content creator, church tech, or a pastor that's looking to make their live streaming better, or a teacher who wants better presentations in the classroom. I'm trying to cover all of those bases so that whatever content it is that you're putting it out online, you don't break the bank.